Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Live at Leabu. We have had a very fun week. We had the Novi show and we had a really good time. We got to see a lot of people. So thanks for stopping by the booth if you were one of those people. We are definitely getting things put back together here. It almost looks like it did prior to packing all of the things up. If you still have questions about something that we talked about at Novi, you are, of course, welcome to give us a call or stop in. Anything that I gave you at Novi, I will honor number wise, and things I will absolutely honor here this week. So if there's something that you would like, we certainly would be more than happy to take care of you. So good morning, Mom. Hello, hello. We are definitely have a lot going on still, even now that Novi is over. There is this wonderful holiday gift guide that is available both from Brother and Babylock. They are different, so I'm going to go over both of them individually. And I'm basically going to just flip through the guides and talk about it. If you guys have questions, by all means, certainly pop up anything that you have, and I will gladly answer any other questions as they go through that. Once I've gone through all of that, I am going to show you the PS 700 is what I have in front of me, but that is basically like the Babylock Brilliant. So we're going to talk about that wonderful machine, and depending upon what your holiday needs are, it's a wonderful gift. We have a nice number of them in stock, so they're available if you're looking for something for a gift for someone, or maybe you need a travel machine and this is a great time to buy. So we'd be more than happy to help you out with that. So we're going to talk about that machine here in just a few minutes. So let's see if I can find the right button here. I have the holiday gift guides here. They're up on my other laptop. So we are going to see about, I don't know if this one will make that. That's a little bit bigger. Let's try that. So good morning, Miss Cindy. I appreciate you guys checking in. Hello, hello. Hi, Dee. So we are, I've got the Babylock one up first, not because of any order or anything like that. It literally just happened to be the one that loaded first. So that's how it got decided which one I was going to talk about first. So this is the cover, and it is, it's actually really pretty. I like the cover of this one a little bit better. It's just pretty. The other ones, it's nice, but it's not pretty. So, in my opinion. So this is kind of a quick view of the new machines. We have the Anthem, the Splendor, we have the new Venture 2, and then we have that beautiful Reflection, which is the embroidery only machine. So there's quite a few new things going on, and there's some bundles with those, but there's some other options as well. So let's just go ahead and start scrolling. So the holiday offers, the first thing is it kind of goes through those new machines so that you can see what those are if you hadn't had a chance to come in yet. So the Splendor is our new 8-thread serger. It is replacing the Accolade in the lineup, and it is a beautiful little machine. It has it's on a nice frame, so we've got some room. We've got the new trim bin if you want to pick that up. Maybe you have already got your serger and you're just looking for some new stuff. We do have a few things that are new for the sergers that will accommodate pretty much everything else. So this beautiful Splendor, it has easy air threading for your loopers. It does have that automatic thread delivery system, which basically is your auto tension, which is a really great. If you have not seen that in action, we have that on quite a few different serger options, and it is a beautiful thing. So you have to come check it out. That system is what literally allows, so sorry, pardon. That system literally allows us to switch from like blue jeans to cotton to organza, back to blue jean, throw some lightweight leather or whatever. You don't have to make changes. You literally just keep sewing. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And we also, of course, have differential feed. So if you are working with some stretches, fabric that stretches, then you certainly can have that adjustment option as well. I apologize. My throat has been getting worse every day because of all the talking I've done over the last week. So I apologize. I know I don't sound phenomenal, but hopefully you can understand at least everything that I'm spitting out. So the last couple things we do have, it's on that little bit larger frame. So it's 2 inches of space that you have in that throat area there to the right of the needle. It does have the flat table for um, chain and cover. It does have a knee lift, and then it is that 8 thread. So you can literally go from 2 threads all the way up to 8, depending upon what you're looking at. There are those new accessories. Compensating foot here at the top is one of those things. And they did come out with that combo overlock table for the Splendor as well. So that is an option, just like it is for the Triumph. Beautiful machine. I would love to show it to you if you are interested in sergers. The next one we've got up here is our new Babylock Reflection. This one is in embroidery only, but it has a very large hoop. So it's going to have that 9.5 by 14 hoop. Oh, that is a great question. I should have brought that over here. Give me just a second and I will pull up all of the numbers for those as well. Hey, Tony. I don't know if you heard me. We'll see. So I'll get you the price on all of them. I apologize. I should have written those all down and had that for you. And I don't want to give you the wrong number. So I want to make sure I give you the right thing. I do have the floor model of the Accolade still available. So the Babylock Reflection, as I was saying, is a really great embroidery only. It has a 9.5 by 14-inch hoop, and it has a low amount of built-ins because the whole point of this one was to get you into gotcha. Very, yeah. Kathy's got a great serger. I know. And this is a really great one as well. We have a couple different options. So certainly, hang on for just a second and I'll get you that number. So I'm just asking Tony to grab me that. Okay. So other things, it has the needle beam. So you have a light for where your needle's going to go. It has that beautiful large screen. So a 10-inch screen on there. And it does have that 2-point positioning. So there's no camera built into this one. This is going to be similar to our Meridian 2, but the Meridian 2 has more features in it. So it's going to be the same size as the Meridian 2, but it's going to have some very big differences between the two machines. And this one is going to give you the ability to get into that larger hoop size at a lower cost. So I believe this one is on sale for I think it's 6,000, 5,999.99. But again, I will double check and make sure I get you all of that. The Reflection also has some really great new things that just recently came out. We have the Design Suite Floral Alphabet. We talked about this a few weeks ago. These are going to be really nice applique features that you have that you can do there. Some things that would go really nicely with this would be the palette software and also some magnetic hoops. We have a couple different options. I actually have some no box, open box, if you, whatever you want to call those, 7 by 12 magnetics at a phenomenal price that I can get you. So if you've been waiting for a magnetic 7 by 12, certainly give us a reach out, a phone call or an email and let me know, and I will get you that number. I don't think I'm allowed to say that number because it's so much below map. So just give me a buzz if you're interested in that. It's way below map. So give me a call if you're looking for that. The next machine that is new this year is the Babylock Venture 2. Now, each of these machines do have a corresponding brother machine as well. But again, we're going through the Babylock book here. So the Venture is the new 10 needle. There is a different support table that comes with this one versus the, so sorry, pardon, versus the big wide white table that has come with them previously. So they took that out and they added in this really cool tubular table. So it still allows you to have that free arm aspect and have support for your product that you're stitching on. It has the new matrix copy feature built into it, which is so much fun. We do have a sample of that here stitched out in the store. And it, of course, does have the camera for positioning and things. Some options that you can do. There's that wide table. That no longer comes with the machine, but it is an option if you would like to add it to your machine. And of course, a stand. And then we have magnetic hoops for the multi-needles as well. Thank you. And the last machine that is new for Babylock is the Anthem. That's funny. Thanks. All right. So specific numbers, just to make sure I don't say anything wrong. The reflection is correct. It's 5,999, and the Surger, the Splendor, is 3,799, and the 10 needle we have at 18,499. And then the beautiful Anthem here. This is a phenomenal machine. Regular price is 6,999. There's a MAP holiday, so there's $500 off on that right now. So that's a really great option if that's something that you would like to get into. This sewing machine is absolutely amazing. You have a large throat, you have a large screen, you get the tons and tons of built-in stitches. You get the stitch sync regulation, so your stitch, your holy crap, you know, the thing that stitch regulator. That's all I'm trying to say. And then the digital dual feed foot comes with this one as well. This machine has like over $2,000 of accessories in the box, and it's absolutely amazing. So some of those things that you could add on that are not in the box, there is a new ruffling foot. I'm not a big ruffling foot fan personally, but they have improved this one. So that is a really nice option. And then the jeans foot. And the other is the adjustable zipper piping foot for a high shank machine. We have had those out for a while. This one is a little bit different than the original. It does still have the screw with the adjustment, but it is a much more secure. And this one also has a Teflon foot base to that foot. So it's really, really nice. And look at that beautiful quilt. So this is got so many options. And then, of course, the Radiance. So they're kind of looking at the Radiance and the Avenir as a fresh new release this year. All of the bugs have been worked out. Everything is running beautifully. So we're kind of now where we should have been a year ago. So if you have been waiting until you know all of the stuff has been fixed, now is definitely the time. There are some wonderful options that you can get with those machines. So in addition to, of course, the beautiful machine and what comes with it, there are fills and floral alphabet collection. There is a yarn couching collection, which is super cool. I really love couching. Of course, palette or PE design, depending upon what brand you are affiliating yourself with. There are stabilizers. There's that 7x12 magnetic hoop that I was telling you about, extension tables, and there is a bundle with the Radiance as well. There is now a rolling bag and an embroidery arm that fit that. And they are absolutely beautiful. The actual embroidery arm case actually is on wheels. That is how large it is and how much it can hold. So that picture here in the top left corner there, that's showing the arm, and it's showing all of the space around that they have left open. So you can throw in stabilizers, fabrics, whatever it is that you're traveling with, you can take that with you and have a nice, safe, and wonderful place to store it. So they did a really nice job with that. We've got lighting, we've got thread packs, there's stabilizer that's available. They have this little quilted fabric scrap ornament, which is a pattern that you can get. You just scan that code right there that's on the screen for the instructions to make that. I'm going to scroll that back down so you can see those cute little stars. They're just using scrap fabric, doing some quilting and then adding some embellishment. It looks like, I didn't read the pattern yet, but you can see the rickrack that they've got there in the bottom left. So I think they're just having some fun with some things that they have left over, kind of thing. So lots of really great options there. We've got Black Friday deals that are available, Cyber Monday deals. Honestly, they're all pretty close to the same thing. So the bundles that are coming with the machines that I've just mentioned, the Babylock Anthem has a free quilting bundle. You're going to get this beautiful thread case. You're going to get some quilting threads. You're going to get needles and then a machine cover. You're going to get a serger bundle, which has threads, needles, and feet with the Splendor. And then the embroidery bundle has this really pretty plum cover, some stabilizers, and then that design set that's going to come with there. It also has a stabilizer. It holds it and it cuts it, which is really, really nice. We have these available actually individually. I don't know if any of you have seen them. We do have some here if anybody would like to check those out. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, the 10 needle has a bundle as well. You get a large magnetic hoop, the hoop holders, you get a cover, you get that thread. I'm sorry, it's not thread, stabilizer piece. You get some extra bobbins and some designs that you can use. If you did not know, our 10 needles also have the IQ Designer and the Design Center built into them, which means you have those capabilities of all of those quilting things on that multi-needle, excuse me, as well. And then the bottom is just showing you some of the different things that are available through Babylock. There are some really great stuff, magnetic hoops, hoop holders, organizing things. You can get the Love of Sewing, which is going to extend out your warranty and also give you access to all of their Sew Ed videos. That is, in my opinion, what really, really makes Babylock stand out is that wonderful education piece that they have available for everyone. And then again, we have threads, we have thread stands, we have covers, bags, the whole shebang. We do have long arm capability of getting those. I don't generally keep a lot of that long arm stuff in stock because it doesn't go super often, but I can get you all of those things. So if you're looking for some red snappers so that you have an easy setup process, I can certainly help you out with that and that kind of thing. Some additional feet, couching, the glide foot. The glide foot is phenomenal. I highly recommend the glide foot. Quilting things we have. Oh, let's get rid of that. Sorry, I bumped a cord. We've got needles. We've got extra feet. We have a weightless quilter stand that's going to hold the weight of your quilt if you're working on something like that. And then, of course, additional feet. Serger things. We've all kinds of feet that we can do. We have serger covers, cases, and add-ons, multi-needle, same kind of stuff here, guys. They just have a really beautiful selection that they've put on here. This is that new narrow support table. So this one here in the bottom right-hand corner is the new table that's coming on the 10 needle instead of that large white one that we have had in the past. But both of them are available. So if you have an older 10 needle or 6 needle, you could pick up that narrow support table and add that to yours. It is compatible with all of the multi-needle different machines. It will work with all of them. It works wonderfully. It clamps right onto your free arm, and then you can see it pulls out to give support to a pant leg, a sleeve, or something else that's just needing a little extra because it's a heavier product. You can put that in there. Again, you still have that free arm capability with this, which is what makes this really, really great. And of course, we have cap frames for those multi-needles as well. Some other project ideas, some from Autumn Placemat, and then, of course, just the experience. Babylock has wonderful community options. There's Facebook pages, all kinds of different things, and this is kind of talking about those. So that is the Babylock gift guide. We're going to switch real quick over to the Brother. So this one is, it's the guide for the entire rest of the year. We have literally all the way through the 31st. In the past with the holiday gift guide, the customer has needed to submit any rebates or anything. Big change this year. I take care of everything. If there's a cash, like a $200 instant rebate, it's literally instant. It comes right off the price point of the machine and you pay $200 less here. And then I file the rebate for you basically and reimburse myself that I gave you those rebates. Any free product with this, again, I might not have it all in stock, but it is something that I am taking care of. You don't have to do any of the rebate process this year, which is really, really cool. Yes, the nice Holly is saying that the small table is really nice, and it really is for that multi-needle. It's nice that we have more options. And I keep bumping things with my mouse, so I keep getting that pop up. I apologize. So let's run right through. This is basically the first 2 pages. So we have a left and a right page, which is why it looks landscaped like this. So let's start on the left side. This is the Avenir. The Avenir is our new top of the line. It is equal basically to your Radiance over on the Babylock side. So we talked about the Radiance bundle. There is also a bundle with the Avenir. We're going to get a luggage set, embroidery designs, threads, some software, and then you're also going to get a wonderful magnetic hoop. It is not that 7x12 that we talked about, it's the 7x14, and it is a fantastic hoop. If you are quilting, it's a really, really great option to have. And over on the right, we have a scan and cut. With the scan and cut that's listed here is the SDX 330. That is the Disney model, and it has a $200 instant rebate. It's normally $1,099, which brings that down to $899. It is also coming with the rolling bag, which is pretty cool. I do have a couple 325s left, and I will give you a rebate on that personally if you come in this week. And I do still have little duffel bags that can go with the 325. So there is some nice options on either of the scan and cuts. You guys know me, you know I love my scan and cut. And I'm sorry I missed that. Good morning. I didn't see you pop in there. So thanks for saying good morning. And then the other thing on the bottom here, this is an absolutely crazy number. So the original price of the print moda when it came out was $999. And then they dropped it down because everybody was like, holy crap. So it went down a couple $100 and it was at $799. We're back up to $849 because of all of the tariffs and all of the crazy stuff that's happened with that price increase. It went up to $849. But there is a $200 instant rebate. You're going to pay $649 out the door for this awesome printer. And you can use it as a regular printer as well as print your fabrics. It's just a really, really great option. Holly's asking if it's worth upgrading from the 225 DX. So the first models of the DX came out were a 200 series. We're now on a 300 series. The big change between those two is if it's going to talk to your embroidery machine. So there were, of course, design differences and things like that. They added built-ins and that kind of thing. They changed what was in the boxes. You get 2 mats and 2 blades with either machine. But the secondary one, it's different. So both of the machines come with the standard mat and the standard blade. And then one of them comes with the rotary blade and the low tack mat, which is the 330. The other comes with the fabric mat and the fabric blade, which is the 325. Is it worth it? If you have a 200 series DX, any mats that you have would work on a 325. If you do not have a XJ1 or 2, a luminaire or an Avenir, I don't know that it would be worth it because mechanically it's not really a whole lot different. It's going to be that connection and the options that it gives you on your embroidery machine. I have both because I have a luminaire and I was able to use that upgrade. In addition to having the upgraded feature of being able to transfer embroidery files and scan and cut files back and forth just straight from the machine. It also puts an upgrade in your embroidery machine as well, and it gives you some more options with applique that we didn't have before. So it literally is an upgrade to your embroidery machine as well. So is it worth it if you have one of those machines I mentioned? Yes. If you don't, we'd have to really talk about what kinds of things that you're looking for, whether that would be there. But big answer is probably not if you don't have one of those machines. But the print moda is a wicked awesome price. $649. You can use that again as a regular printer. We do use that here in store as a regular printer, but then you do have that fabric option. You can bring in fabric sheets from other, buying them off of the internet or whatever if you would like. So let's see. So I just want to say hi to Raylene. It has been a second since I have seen you, my dear, but thanks for popping in. And I appreciate the comment. She says she loves her brother VQ 2400. She purchased it back in 2015 and she hasn't had any issues, which is awesome. Obviously, you're taking care of it because you're bringing it in for service. And we really do appreciate the repeat business and you coming back in. So thank you so much for all of that. It's been great seeing you when you've been in. So if you are still local, I'd love to say hi. So thanks for at least saying hi virtually here. I appreciate that. And I do definitely appreciate that comment. Very, very nice to hear that you're really enjoying what you have. So the Skitch down here, I can't say that's my favorite machine, but we do have the option. I don't have that in stock. I would have to order that for you. But let's get down to our multi-needles. So you do see that there's some accessories listed in here as well. A lot of the accessories are the same as what we discussed on the Babylock line. And outside of the serger things, pretty much anything that's on the Babylocks will also work on the Brother. So those are kind of interchangeable. So I'm not going to go over that all again. Multi-needles are, we've got some wonderful options. Our 10 needle has 2 different bundles that you can pick from. So depending upon what kinds of interests that you have, you've got one that's basically a whole bunch of hoops. It's going to come with the stand. They both come with the stand, either package. But that first top one is going to come with the stand, the 7-piece Durkee, a cap frame, and then 2 magnetic hoops, the flash frames. I think that 5x7 flash frame is one of my favorite hoops that I've been using lately. I've been working on a tile scene, and it has just been absolutely phenomenal. I had a whole strip of fabric. I put the whole strip in, and then I just pulled out each section at a time. It is absolutely awesome. I do have that here at the store. We can show you how it works if you would like to see those. It is so great. So that first bundle is going to come with the stand, the Durkee frames, a wide cap frame, and both the 5x7 and the 4x4 flash frame. The other bundle is a little bit more business oriented. It's going to be threads, and you're going to build up on that. But it's coming with our new software. Our new software, which is a Brother only product, is going to be the BE1. It's a business designed, not that you have to have a business to own it, but it is designed for the business owner so that you can have some more options of digitizing. It is made by Wilcom, and it is a very, very full bundle. It's going to have a full version of Corel Draw as part of that bundle. So you can create things in Corel and then pull them over in the software, use your auto digitizing or to get started, and then you can tweak from there, or you can start from scratch and build right on top of your image. It's just a very, very full package. So you have that full package of software, and then you have the thread sets that is available. And then that one also does come, like I said, with the thread stand. So either one, you're going to get the stand, which is great because that's definitely very, very helpful when you are embroidering. Over on the 6 needle, we do have the stand, the 7-piece Durkee, the cap frame, and then there is the flash frames as well there. For the single needle, it's going to come with a cap frame and a playbook. So lots of things coming with these machines. They are absolutely wonderful. And some additional options. There's that wide table again. There's some additional frames that you can pick up. And then here's that new ask about our new BE Embroidery Studio software. It is stunning software. I did get a copy, so I can show you everybody about it. But I have to tell you the time frames that I've had to play in it is not a whole lot. So I have it, but I haven't really done a whole lot with it. But I would love to show it to anybody that is interested. All right, let's see. We've got a couple things over here. Excuse me. How long does a bundle last? I'm still trying for some creative financing. The bundles, everything that you have here in the holiday gift guide from Brother is going to last through December 31st. So you've got the entire year left for doing that. I always try to have something available, so we can always build you a bundle, but it's definitely a great time frame to do that at the moment with all of the different options. So everything in this book that I'm showing you from Brother is available through the end of the year. It's not going to just be the end of this week. The things that I had from the Novi show, the specials, the different things that I added in that 325 scan and cut extra boost, that's going to end at the end of this week because that's a special that I did for Novi. So I am extending that out here in store through the end of the week. So if you were at Novi and you were still thinking about something, any of those prices, I will continue here this week. But those things will end on Saturday. Everything in this book that you see bundle wise ends on December 31st. Hopefully that's clear. All right, so we've got a little bit of different things here. On the left-hand side, we have the XE2, which is the embroidery only, similar to the Meridian. And then we have the XJ2, which is going to be similar to the Altair. The XJ2 is our combo machine. They are both compatible with Artspira, which is something that's different from Babylock. They both have Disney built in. Those are both going to come with the luggage set, and then you'll get a multifunction foot controller with the sewing machine aspect if that is there. That multifunction foot controller is so fantastic. It is definitely, so sorry. It is definitely more responsive than the standard foot control. I have never been a real foot control fan until I used that one. I always felt like the response time was not as fast as I wanted. So that extra little bit of response, it is very, very quick. So when you press the pedal, it moves. There's no delay from when you press the pedal to when the needle moves. And plus, that multifunction gives you the options to add in features using your foot instead of having to lift your hand off your product and push buttons on your machine to get things to happen, like cut threads and things like that. So we have an instant rebate in addition to the luggage and then the foot controller for both of those machines. You can see that listed there. On the right-hand side are our new machines. So just like we had the Anthem and the Reflection over on the Babylock, we have the Celeste machines here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the same name basically for both of these machines. I find that to be very confusing for both us and you guys. So the embroidery machine has a little baby E at the end of that, but both of them are a CX1. So a little bit different bundle depending upon which one you go with. If you go with that sewing machine, it is compatible with Artspira. Artspira is mostly for that sewing machine going to give you inspiration ideas. There's not a whole lot of sending from Artspira over, but it's definitely going to have a lot of inspiration and project guides and things like that. The Quilters bundle includes the luggage set. It also includes a Notions case. And then there is a quilt kit that's coming with that machine. With the embroidery Celeste, it's going to come again with the luggage set and the Notions case, but then there is a quilt in the hoop collection that's coming with that. So you're getting a really nice extra little bumps with both of those machines. And again, the sewing only machine, the Celeste sewing, is $6,999. I matched that $500 thing at the show for that, so I will continue to do that as well. So it's 65 instead of 7 at the moment. So let's okay, so I think that's everything on that page. Again, there's accessories that are available. The one on the left is the Airflow. So it is a very nice serger for where it's at. But you guys know us here. We have all of our Babylock sergers. So we don't have one of these out on the floor. I do have one that I opened last year for Novi. So I do have one here. It's an open box. So I'll give you a little bit of a discount off that as well. And then that one's supposed to come with a trolley as well as an extension table. And then it has a $100 instant rebate. And I will bump over top of that because it's an open box, if that's the one you want. But it's only for that open box that I will give that extra bump. But if anybody's looking for that, I do have one of those. But of course, we have all of our Babylock sergers as well. On the right-hand side over here, we have our BQ 3100. This is kind of the replacement, the machine being replaced by that Celeste, but it is still in the lineup. I'm not sure what the plan is moving forward for that. My stab in the dark is they still have a stack of these in the warehouse, which is why it's still out here, and it's got a huge $400 instant rebate on it. So if you are looking for that 3100, again, I don't have it in the store anymore, but we certainly can order that for you. And then the 1350 has been our hot ticket item. We sold, I think, 10 of these now in the last week. So it's definitely a very popular machine. It's going to be in the same lineup as the 700. I'm going to show you here in just a few minutes. And it has a really nice piece. This one has the dual function foot controller that's going to come with it. So slightly different than the multi. The multi has 2 different options to add on. This one will have an additional. So you have your gas and then you have your heel kick that you can program for whatever you would like. And then, of course, a rolling bag set comes with that as well. So a beautiful package with this machine. It has tons of things already built into the box. So phenomenal. That one is on sale for $1,899, which is a really, really great bundle with all of that free stuff as well. If you see the prices on these rolling trolley sets, the value is $640, $656. It is obnoxious how expensive the bag sets have gotten. Yes, they are beautiful. They have padding, they have foam, but it really has really jumped up in prices. So getting that free is really nice because the rolling bags, just if you're just looking to buy one, you're looking between $400 and $500 on the best numbers that we can offer for you. They're just getting really, really expensive. So it's great time to get that when it's already included. Our next page here is going to be for, on the left, the Essence. The Essence series is our 8 by 12. We have a combo and we have an embroidery only. So both of that bundles, both of them are going to have that same bundle. So you're going to get a $200 instant rebate on either machine, plus the Essence bundle. The Essence bundle, I believe, is software and luggage. So it's a really nice package. Again, maximum hoop size on this machine is 8 by 12. This is a great machine. The price points are very nice, I think. And we're looking at that. Let's just throw out some numbers since we're here. And I have that next to me now. We are looking at about $54.99 for the 5200. And then the 23 is $47.99. So it's not a big difference between those two. It's definitely worth buying the extra to get that nice sewing machine in between there. If you have a few extra $100, bumping from the embroidery only to the combo is really great for having that little extra bump and then having a really nice sewing machine in your back pocket when you need it. Below that is the 3550. That's another one that has been super hot around here. That one has a $400 instant rebate. So you're coming down to about $2,000. You're getting really close there. We did have a special on that machine at Novi. So this week you can still get in on a little extra bump even over that. So it brings it down. I think with the extra, it came down to $2,100 with my extra little bit that we're throwing in on there. So that is, there's no stuff that comes with that machine, but you're getting a whole bunch of dollars off on that one, which is phenomenal. All right, the 1700 is an embroidery only 6 by 10. This is a really great machine. We had it marked down just a little bit over that, but the regular price on that one is $21.99. So by the time you take all of the cash off of the $35.50, again, you're right there, and you might as well get the extra sewing machine and have that in your pocket when you need it. You have a nice little travel machine or something like that. I'm going to scooch over to the right-hand side of the page now, and now we have some of our little bit smaller machines that are available. We've got a 4x4 magnetic, 4x7, excuse me, frame that's going to go with that 1250. The 1250 is wireless, so it's compatible with Artspira. You can send things over from there. And it is an embroidery only machine. So it's a really nice option to be able to get into having just a little travel thing. And again, it's a snap-in 5x7 hoop. The one below that is the 500. So again, I'm going to show you the 700, which is a bump up from the 500. The 500 is coming with a free foot kit. It says a 5-foot kit. I actually have 12-foot kits in the store that I'm giving with that instead of the 5-foot, but the 500 is definitely an option. And we have a little bit better price on that. I think we're at $849 instead of $879, plus the free foot kit on that one. So it's a really nice little machine, and you can get into that quite nice price point there. Below that is the NS80. Normally $659. It has a $120 instant rebate. Great buy. Little travel electronic travel machine. It's a little bit lower system wise than the 500. There's a reason for that price difference between those two machines. You have an 8.3-inch throat on the 500, and it's like about a 6, I think, on the NS80. But the feed system is different between those two machines. You're going to get a higher level and higher quality stitch because of the feed system that's in there. Below those are the little baby machines. I do not generally keep these in store. I can order them for you if you're looking for them, but they're not my standard machines that I keep here. So we've got there's a PS 300, 200, and 100. They've got them both listed here. There's no specials on them. They're just the price points that are there. And then it talks about Artspira. Artspira really is a wonderful thing. The print moda, you can use that. You can create all kinds of different things in the print, in the Artspira, and then send it over in print fabric. You can literally create fabric that looks like just about anything. one of the things I want to play with here, somebody mentioned, I think it was Holly actually, who's commenting over here about making tags for bags and things like that. I think that's really fun. So we can work on doing that. I think that's a great maybe project that we can try to come up with. And that is the end of that. So I'm going to switch screens over here again and see if I can actually, let's see. Let's go to this one so that it's not kind of craziness there. And I am actually going to log off here. Let's put those back. Did that help? Still not working? Okay, that's fun. Let's try. Oh, it is working now? Okay, fantastic. Then I'm just gonna have to rearrange my screens here. All right, I don't want that one. Let's try this one. And can it change? Nope, it's not going to let me do that. All right, let's figure this one out. Do. So many options and none of them doing what I want, right? How about that one? Can you still hear me? Hopefully that's going to work. Okay. Unless I hear differently, I'm just going to keep going. All right. So this, again, super easy. The thread path on all 4 of the machines in this lineup are, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. Sorry about that. I tried to remove the other computer and it evidently didn't like that. So I apologize. Okay. So this guy here, again, 8.3-inch throat. All 4 machines that are in the series have the same, they're on the same frame. So the body and everything is going to look exactly the same. And what we're going to do is pick up features as we go. So one more time, there's a 500, then there's the 700, there's a 950, and then a 1350. You pick up things as you go up the line. This one's kind of in the mid-range. It's one of our more popular ones. People tend to buy either the 700 or the 1350 instead of the other two. Not that you can't buy one of the other two, but that tends to be what's the most popular that we see coming in from everybody. That's kind of the general census. So the 500 looks just like this, a little bit different cover, but on the screen you can maybe see here. I didn't, maybe not. I don't know. I just bumped it, but you can actually see the stitch on the screen. On the 500, you would just have stitch 03. It doesn't show you a picture of it. So the programming is more simple on the 500 than it is on the 700. So let's talk Babylock for just a second. As you know, we're both brother and Babylock dealer, and we carry all of those machines. I don't have them all on the floor because that would be 8 machines, and basically they're the same from each of the different pieces. So some of them I have a Babylock, some of them I have a brother out on the floor. But that doesn't matter when you're deciding. You pick which brand you want, and then we'll find the right features because the features are basically the same. Sometimes Brother has a few different things in the box than Babylock does, but the machines themselves are all going to be the same. So the programming is the big difference between the 5 and the 7. In the 700, we get to see this. One of the other things that is really nice in this a little bit higher programming is that if you have an error, which of course none of us make mistakes, I know, but if that tends to happen every now and then, let's say I don't have my foot down because I have a whole bunch of stuff and it looks like the foot's down and I try to sew and I push my foot pedal or my go. On the screen, it says lower the presser foot. So it actually tells me what I need to do to fix my problem. All right. So when I press that, the machine tells me what that is. If I am doing a buttonhole and I don't have the buttonhole lever down, but I've selected a buttonhole stitch, it's going to say, hey, you need to lower your buttonhole lever. It actually says that right on the screen. In the 500, it gives you an error code that you go look in your manual and then you know what that means. So again, it's just ease of everything. It makes life a little bit easier with that better programming. And the price point used to be $200. It is slightly different now. So I'm trying to keep that as close as I can for the holiday season and trying to keep that 500 around 800 instead of the 850 or 879. But the 700, this machine here is $9.99. The Babylock version of this one is called the Brilliant, which is why I said we were going to talk about that. That is listed as $100 more. So it's $1,099 to get the Babylock version of this machine. The 500 equivalent is the Presto 2. So my in-store price on those, both machines for the 500 or the Presto 2 is $849, which is slightly below MAP, I think. So if you look online, it might be a little bit higher, but in store, I'm going to be at $849 any day. I did run a little bit of, like I said, a special to get that down to the 800. I'm sorry, my contact's really bugging me. And we're trying to keep that right around 800. So 800 for the first point. We're at $1,000 or $1,100 for this guy here. The 950 is equivalent to the Lyric, and that one you are looking at $1,499, so a jump of $500. And then the highest one in the line of this series, again, there's 4 different machines in each brand. The highest one is the 1350 or the Soprano, and I am at $18.99 for the 1350. I'm $100 more, so I'm at $19.99 on the Soprano. The MAP price on the Babylock is way higher, so my in-store number is definitely better. So just because you see a number online, give me a call. We can take care of you. I am not allowed to list anything under MAP unless there is what they call a MAP holiday, and there's not right now. So anyway, long story short, to get rid of my error code, I simply do what the machine tells me to do. And look, now my button's green. I could start sewing. So the programming in here is really nice. These two, the 500 and the 700, are both manual. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let's see if I can zoom out just a smidgen more. Yep. So we have actual tension dial right here. So the 500 and the 700 are both, and the Presto and the Brilliant are both manual tension. Now, these machines are very, very strong and high quality machines. So you're not going to have to mess with that unless you're getting into funky fabrics and funky threads and things like that. The standard is going to pretty much stay through unless, again, you're going into different things. But you have an adjustment there if you need it and are working with some little bit different. They both have the tools feet tray in the front. There is also a storage compartment in the back here. I like to put my M&Ms or my Skittles. I'm a Skittles girl personally, so Skittles are what going back there. So I have little treats while I'm sewing if I need just a little pick-me-up. That's a really great one for those. Or you can put in your seam ripper and other things if you want to be functional instead of have a snack. But the thread path on all of these machines is exactly the same. I'm going to talk about the winding a bobbin first. If you are sewing only, in general, your bobbin thread is going to match. So you would need to unthread here or do this before you thread the machine. The dotted lines on the machine are going to indicate how to thread the bobbin for winding a bobbin. Let's try that again. The dotted line is going to show you the path for your thread for winding a bobbin. Lots of words that didn't come out right the first time. So sorry. The solid line is going to show you how you're going to actually thread the needle. So I'm going to do the bobbin first. So we're going to come here for both, doesn't matter. And it goes underneath the metal bar here. But then we're going to come back to the right. There is a metal bar here with a little circle. This little circle guy here is your tension disc. So I know it's really hard to see with my hands in the way. You need to go behind the metal bar and under that tension disc. And then I generally give it a nice little tug to make sure that it's in there, because if it's not, you're not going to get a very good bobbin. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to wrap it around our bobbin a couple times. And then there's a thread cutter literally built on. And that also keeps your thread on there. You do not, I repeat, you do not need to put your thread through the hole of the bobbin. You just wrap it and tuck. And then when you push this over, your button here is going to change color. It's a yellowish orange, depending upon the lighting and where you're sitting. And then you hit the gas or you hit the go button, depending on if you have your foot pedal plugged in or not. And it winds the bobbin. It does a perfect job. Once you're done, you cut your thread right in the same place again, and then you can thread your bobbin into the machine and then unthread from the tension here. And now we're going to go back over this way. So I'm out as far as I can go. So here is the first bar, and then underneath, which I've already done. Now I need to come back here. So here's a really important piece. Okay. My tension discs are literally right here. When we come around number 2 and we're coming down, this is where the tension disc is. If your foot is down when you're threading, the tension discs are closed and your thread's not going to go in between them. It's just going to sit on top and you won't get any thread tension. You'll get a yucky stitch. If the foot is down, there's a little white bar that comes up in here, so you can't finish the threading. So that is your, oops, I messed that up. I need to go back. Don't just pick the foot up and keep going. You need to come back and make sure you get in that tension if you, for whatever reason, started with the foot down. So you should always thread with your foot up. We're going to come around that path across the top, come straight down. Here's number 3. We're going to come up. I'm going to try to do this with my right hand here. I normally don't. I do it with my left, even though I'm right-handed. We're going to make a really wide pass across the top here. Our take-up lever is right here, and we need to make sure it's in there. To check that, you can pull the thread. If I miss the take-up lever, it would just fall forward, but it's caught in there, so I know that I'm in the take-up lever. Right here, we have a little guide on our number 6, right above the needle. That's going to keep that thread tight to the needle, so we're going to tuck that in there. All right. And then this is our threader. The threader, basically you have a notch right here and then the number 7. You're going to go into the notch and over the number 7. But if I just follow the body of the machine, it does that naturally. So I don't have to worry about that. And then there's a little cutter over here. So I'm just going to pull that towards me and it's going to release that. That is important. You don't want to leave a long tail because it's going to give you a big loop that won't thread the needle properly. So you do want to cut that, okay? And then the threading is just this lever right here. First time people do this, they don't usually push hard enough. You have to tell it who's boss a little bit. It's got it part way down, and then you have to finish that by pushing just a little bit more. There's a little resistance, and it perfectly threads that needle for you, and you're ready to sew. So the other thing that some people don't necessarily always understand is how you program on this machine. So I'm going to just tilt this up so you can see the lid. In the lid, we have different sections. So there's lines that separate the different sections. And there's a little image in the top left corner of each of those sections. All right. And what those are is going to say, I want the stitch in this section. Then you push the code that matches that on your screen. If you want a specific number, let's say I want number 7, that's what I would type in. So let's show you how that works. All right. So we're over here on the screen. All right. And here's all of those same codes that were up at the top of my lid. This one here, it's talking about the number pad. So it's this number pad. That's what the light is on. So I am currently in this program. I'm on stitch number 3, which is this one. It's a center needle position straight stitch. If I go to number 1, it changes to number 1 here, and you see the lines shifted down. Now I am in left needle position straight stitch. So I'm going to bounce between 3 again, so you can see that this actually moved. We have some settings that we've got changing as well. If I push number 5, it's going to show me the zigzag because I'm just on this little shortcut pad here. These are the most commonly used stitches, so they made them nice and easy to get to. When you turn the machine on, it will automatically come into the number pad mode. If you want something off of the lid, you simply tap the section. So if I wanted something from that first one, this is considered utility stitches. You got your buttonholes, your straight stitch, your zigzag, and blanket stitches, lots of those basic stitches that we use all the time. Those are utility stitches. They're going to be found in this code here. If I type in number 4, it will change. If I type in number, let's do 66 as a buttonhole, just so that you can see. There's my buttonhole picture. It tells me what foot to go on. It tells me what number I typed in. So if I meant to type 67, I know I can see it, and I know that my number is incorrect. So I know I have all of that. That is the utility menu. If I wanted to get into one of them that have this little vine here, there are 3. There's vine 1, vine 2, and vine 3. When I tap the vine, I'm going to take off what I have on there. I see a vine 1 in my upper corner. I didn't select a stitch yet. I just selected a menu selection. If I want something in vine 2, I simply tap the vine again, and now it says vine 2. If I want 3, I tap it again, and it says vine 3. If I hit it too many times and I actually wanted to go back to 1, it just toggles between 1, 2, and 3 every time I press that. So it just toggles between them, so I can choose whichever. Now, again, if I wanted 7, I hit 07, and there is number 7 from there. All right. If I wanted, it's like, oops, that's not the right menu. I want number 7 from number 2. There's a star, and I can delete the stitches that I have on there, and then I would get the entire seam. So I had a stitch on there, so it was giving me a single. On this machine and on most of them in this, we do have the ability to change whether I want a single stitch or an entire seam of those stitches. We have a mirror image, and we have an end of pattern. We've got auto reverse. Auto reverse is a wonderful tool. Basically, what that does is it ties in the machine for you. So it definitely gives a lot of functionality. Just going to gently put that back so I'm not hanging on to it anymore. All right. And so the programming of this machine is very simple. From this machine, once we have all of this, we go to the 950 is the next bump up, or the Lyric if you're a Babylock person. Those machines are going to move you into auto tension. Auto tension gives you lots of options with stitching. We can have sideways stitching with auto tension. We have large stitch designs that we can use. And of course, you get just more options of stitches in general. When you're bumping from the 950 or the Lyric into that top one in this series, the 1350 or the Soprano, you're going to pick up a button here that puts that foot pedal down electronically. Because you have an electronic foot on the 1350 or the Soprano, you will get an additional button over here next to the screen that is your auto pivot. And that auto pivot is a really great feature. So the 500 and the 700 are both manual tension, and the difference between those two is mostly the programming options and then what comes in the box. From here, you're going to go into the next two. It's the 950 or the 1350, Lyric or Soprano. Those are auto tension, and those are going to give you a lot more stitch options because of that auto tension. It's going to definitely give you lots and lots of capabilities. Sideways sewing is a wonderful thing. It really does some wonderful stitches, and it just makes some a little bit bigger because it actually moves the fabric from right to left in addition to forward and back. The box feed system that is in all of these machines and everything above it is what's going to give you that really strong, consistent stitch. And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful project, whatever it is. You're going to get a really gorgeous stitch out of those. That box feed system is really great. So the 700 is a phenomenal kind of midline, wonderful travel machine. It's going to have that needle threader. It's going to have the scissors that are going to cut for you. So it's going to have all of those basic features that we look for in a travel machine. If your budget can allow for more of a, let's see if I can do this. Oop. There we go. Hello. So we have really, really great options. There are definitely lots of packages that are available. I do have some extra stuff on some of these machines still available through the end of this week. If you missed that at Novi, I'm happy to continue that through the end of this week. So please give me a call if you can't come in and you want to reserve something at that special price or special bundle that we had at Novi. We will take a deposit and do that over the phone if you can't make it in as well. You just have to have a deposit to secure that package. So we've got lots of things. Again, the 4 machines in the lineup that we talked about today are the 500, the 700, the 950, and the 1350. On the Babylock side, we go from the Presto 2 to the Lyric to the Presto 2 to the Brilliant to the Lyric to the Soprano. So we've got some great machines available. Come on in, check them out. The new machines are amazing. That new top of the line, either the Anthem or the Celeste sewing, they are just amazing. They're beautiful. You have a nice 10 and I think it's 10 1/4 inch throat. Beautiful. I think it's a 10-inch screen as well. So it's just such a wonderful machine. It has the stitch regulation in there. It has tapering stitches. It does have the screwdriver pop-off needle plate so that you don't have to worry about that. It's just such a wonderful option. So lots and lots of things are still available this year. Totally different than anything else we've talked about today. We do have the new Tula Pink fabric in store. If you have been waiting for that, that is also an option. So lots of things that we talked about today. There is the holiday gift guides and then these beautiful machines. You guys know where to find me if you have any questions. I sincerely appreciate you hanging out with me today. And if there is any questions, just give me a buzz or shoot me an email. We'll be happy to take care of you. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next time.